That right there was a UFO caught on camera from a pilot from the cockpit of the plane. And what's even stranger about this clip is the fact that the passengers of the same flight captured the exact same thing, almost as if whatever this was stalking their flight. So, over on Reddit, this was posted a couple of days ago, and it says pilots view a cube/sphere-like UFO. All right, so the original article explaining the sighting, it was captured in Colombia by the Viva Air pilot at 30,000 feet, which obviously provides very good context. Although he acknowledged that it could have been a weather balloon, he said that it's highly unlikely given the height and the shape of the object. These balloons have also some sort of tracking device so it appears on radar, which wasn't the case with this object according to the pilot. This is the original video, an actual UAP being recorded by the pilots themselves, not a passenger. What do you think? Now, obviously, this is the footage in question right here. So you can see, obviously, like we see the radars here. Obviously, nothing shows up on these radars, yet the object just appears right about here before then disappearing off camera. Okay, so you can see it. Obviously, it's hard to tell with context what's moving and what's in motion, because there's a good possibility that the UAP is moving itself, but the other possibility is the fact that the pilot obviously is moving at a significant speed, right? And this could be like just dormant. It could just be sat there. But the plane obviously is moving, so it's going to shoot past it. But it's hard to tell if they're crossing past like this. But what does provide a little bit more context to this situation is a follow-up video that was taken from a passenger of the exact same flight, capturing something very similar. This time showing, a little bit more detail and context. So right here is the object that was captured. Obviously, this is captured from the passenger point of view from the looks of it. You can tell kind of by the wing here. And then as we see it here, so it looks very similar to obviously what we just seen. But obviously it comes from another side of the plane. Another, this obviously has a little bit more detail. And again, it's hard to say whether what's moving here, whether it's the plane moving or whether it is the craft itself. Now, again, very, very difficult to make out exactly what this is. It could be some kind of drone, as many have speculated online already. Most have speculated that this is definitely some kind of footage of a UAP caught on camera. But again, it's really difficult to say. And like I say, from what I can gather, this footage is from the same craft, from the same flight. So obviously if they've already passed it at some capacity, this thing would have moved so that they could see it again, right, from a different angle. Very, very interesting stuff. I am intrigued to see what you guys think about that. Obviously, with the context as well of it being captured by a pilot, that adds a little bit more intrigue towards the situation, and it adds a little bit more wow, It's a very interesting case. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. But triangular UFOs, and things like this aren't anything new, right? As there has been also more footage released. Obviously, we had the Arizona incident a couple of days ago that was going mega viral. Everyone was seeing this thing over in Arizona. Apparently, it was debunked, but I'm not 100% sure. But there was also a triangular UAP photo taken by a man in his car in Luis Munoz Marin International Airport, May 15, 2005. Obviously, that was years ago. He reported this, that his car shut down. It was hovering over him and estimated to be around 400 feet long. That's pretty big. He becomes ill 2 weeks later, experiencing weakness and cold-like symptoms, right? And this apparently is what he captured on camera. Now, the photos are really difficult to work with because there's so much that can be manipulated through a photo, right? You can doctor a photo, you can change a photo, you can manipulate it in any capacity. Obviously, with it coming out in 2005, the technology available was very limited back then, but it's still not out of the realms of possibility to manipulate an image. So, I prefer video evidence, in my honest opinion. I feel like it's harder to manipulate video evidence, and there's a lot more. There's a lot, like, this could just be an odd street lamp, you know? Like, there's so much that this could be without the context. I mean, it's just an image on a black background. So, what, like, you know, I'll leave it down to you guys to decide what you think about this one. But the last video is something that I can't explain, right? As it is a triangular UFO. It's not the one captured over Arizona, from what I've gathered. It's a completely different occurrence. And this did happen a couple of days ago, so prior to the Arizona incident. And it's a triangular UFO being captured on video overhead, okay? Take a look at this footage because I need some help to figure out what this is.
Now, I think the lights do give it the appearance like it's a triangle. But, okay, so now it looks like more like a green light, the bottom one. But it could be that the red and the green one might be the main wing, and the white one might be the tail, like a standard plane configuration, potentially. But there's not really any way of telling because it's so dark. But the weird thing for me is that there's no flashing lights on it at all. So, who knows? Now, the red and the green lights could potentially be the end of the wings, and then the white one on the tail. But it's weird that it's like that because it gives it a triangle a look to it. But nothing's flashing on it at all. Yeah. It's just too dark. You just can't make it out. Like, can you? What the shape is? Definite drone with props in it. So whether it's some sort of surveillance drone or just a plane keeping an eye on things, just don't know.
So straight off the bat, my first thought was maybe this is, like they say at the end, some kind of surveillance drone, you know, like the big industrial sized military ones that are like planes, and they do a lot of surveillance and stuff. But then I thought, well, you know, I've seen the bottom of these planes and also commercial airliners. They've got the blinking lights. But when you look at the footage that's released here, there's no blinking lights at all. These are solid lights that change colour. Obviously, they go from a white to a greeny kind of hue and then back to a white and then to a green. This red one stays consistent throughout the entire clip. And there's nothing to indicate that this is some kind of drone. Like, and also it's stagnant from what I can tell. There's no like motion at all. So, and surveillance drones require movement to stay up high, unless it's one of those drones on the props that but this is way too big to be one of those. So it begs the question of what is this? I actually think that this could genuinely be a UAP caught on camera. I don't think it's what they speculate it to be, which is, you know, some kind of drone, because the lights are too solid. It's the blinking lights that would give that away. If this was blinking lights, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's just a plane or some kind of drone, but it's not. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, tick on my little bell. Until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.